I'm going to talk about the top things I bought this year and why they were really good, and one of the products I bought that was not good, and we're going to explain, what makes a good product in the RV world, and what's junk basically. So let's get started. So my number one item I bought this year is this item right here. I bought a 280 amp hour eco-worthy battery. It's a LiFePo 4 battery, and this is by far the number one thing I bought. I had a 140 amp hour battery before, and it was fine for doing, pretty much everything in the RV, but I added a window air conditioner this year, and I needed a little bit of extra juice for that. So the 280 amp hour battery, just one of them I needed, can run that air conditioner and run everything in the RV. And even on the hottest humid days where it's 100 degrees out, it will run that air conditioner and run everything you need. But on those hot humid days, you do need a generator to recharge the battery every single day. And the generator I use is this one right here. It is a small 1000 watt generator, 1500 watt peak. It's an inverter generator, and it basically keeps everything going really well. So the next item is this, and I know there's a million space heaters out there, and most of them are 1500 watt space heaters. The reason why I like this one is, and this is for like 90% of the campers out there. 90% of the campers out there are camping in, fairly, not too cold, not too hot climates, maybe a little hot, but they're not camping in, freezing cold climates all the time. So this is for those 90% of those people. This is a 1000 watt peak heater and 500 watts on low. Now the reason why this is important is for two things. One, it's very quiet, very quiet, so you're not going to be waking up in the middle of the night because of this. And two, you have your 1000 watt, which can handle like a 20-foot RV. I can heat this RV when the outside temperatures are probably about 28 degrees Fahrenheit. So it does a good job heating it without me having to use the propane. But it has the 500 watt option, which means on certain boondocking cases, I don't have to run the propane for heating this RV. So there's cases where I can run this, Also, if you're mooch docking, so you're hooked up to the house and you want to heat your RV, this thing you can turn on 500 watts and let it run to kind of heat it up where it's not going to fry that 110 volt extension cord going to your RV. So 500 watts is great for that. So great for mooch docking, great for boondocking, and like I said, low voltage, low watt. So this is something I bought and I wasn't 100% sure if I would need it or not. And it is really great. I really love this. This is a Thermacell. It's basically, it eliminates bugs in a zone. So when you're in front of your RV, you got your little camp zone in front of the RV, and in the middle of the night, bugs are everywhere, and they're coming in your RV. It's just really annoying. This gets rid of that problem. This gives you a 15-foot zone that is bug free. It just gets rid of all those bugs, and it actually works. And there's two reasons I like it. Is one, these little pads that you put on the top, they last 5 hours, so I can usually get, if I'm running, long nights, I can use two of these pads, and the pads are pretty cheap. So 2 pads a day, and the propane tanks, it's a isobutane actually. They last forever because it makes just a little tiny fire in here. And I'll show you it run real quick. I turn it on, I'm flipping that over, and I look through that little hole and I flip it. And then when I look in there, I can see a little tiny red flame, really small. That means it's running. And now with the pad on here, it's going to keep a 15-foot bug zone gone for 5 hours. Pads are cheap, The isobutane lasts forever, and I mean forever. I haven't had to change this thing out yet. Just flip it off and easy to store away. What I did is this little bag came with it, and I keep all the little pads inside the bag, just tied to it. That way, it's always, you know, in one spot. I can just pull it out, all set to go. So let's talk about camping lights. This one I do not like. It is, and the reason why is it takes batteries. You know, you throw batteries in there. The batteries do last a really long time, but again, it takes batteries. You don't know how much life there is. So, and it does light up, but again, I just don't like something that's going to take something that's a throwaway battery type. And it's not that bright to begin with, so, you know, it's not bad, but it's not bright. This is the one I love. This has, I think it's like a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's huge. You click it, it tells you the percentage that you have left on the power. You hold it down, and it is super, super bright. You saw how much it lights up. You can click it to change the tone, and you can change to red. So there's a lot of options. And then hold it down again, and it turns it off. Now, the reason why I really love this, you know, of course, big battery. It recharges. You can actually recharge your phone off of this, so using it as a power source for your phone or something, if you need to. And the battery lasts forever. I have 95% battery charge, and I have actually used this for 2 nights already, and just let it run a lot. And it's only used 5% of the battery. So I just like things that, you know, don't need to be charged up a lot. Oh, and one more thing. It has a little disconnect right here. And I like that because then you can hook it onto, you know, other devices. You can just kind of attach it to something. So love that. Not a fan of battery. You know, nothing against Everready. Everready does good stuff, but when you have to add batteries, it's going to be dead on you one day, and then it's going to be in the middle of the night, you're going to be in trouble. So this is another really, really good buy this year. This is, and most of these things you're seeing here are pretty cheap. They're not expensive, but they're just really good ideas and a good product. So this is a portable butane stove, and when you pull this out, let me get it out real quick. When you pull this out and you flip it over, and that's your stove top. Now, I love this because it has a lot of safety features. And I know what you're going to say, you know, something this cheap, how can I have a lot of safety features? Well, this down like this, you can't turn on. So if I'm hooking up this butane container, I can't engage it. See? So that's the first safety feature. You can't put this away if this is up. So you cannot put it away and have it accidentally being engageable. I love that part. And you pull this out, flip it over. Now that it's flipped over and set, you can engage the cartridge. Cartridge is hooked up and it's ready to go. Now it's on, disengage, and it's off. So I just love the safety features of this thing. It's just really nice safety features. Turn that on, flip that over, and put it away. So cheap, a lot of safety features, and it really, really works. I put a 12-inch skillet on this, and it would cook breakfast for everybody. So, you know, dinner, breakfast, whatever you need. Really good device. So these two items are kind of in the same category. I needed something that was low wattage. That way, when I am boondocking, I do have the option to use things, because my system is low wattage, low battery. Everything's low, so it keeps the cost down. But I also needed good things that I can, you know, I can have one air fryer for everything. I don't have to have 2 air fryers, you know, one for boondocking and one for regular camping. So this is a 800 watt air fryer that actually works. Has a nice big pot area here for doing, you know, chicken nuggets or whatever you need, French fries, you know, doing veggies. And it just works. 800 watts, low wattage. Here's another one. So this one is a skillet, and the standard skillets out there are 12 inches wide. So they're, you know, ½ inch wider here, ½ inch wider here. They're just a little bit wider than this. And those skillets run 1500 watts of power. This skillet is 11 inches wide, so it's still a nice size, but it's very, very efficient. This thing runs, when I'm running this thing at 350 degrees cooking everything, I'm pulling maybe 700 watts of power off the RV. So the reason why that's important to me is I don't have to have two skillets, you know, the boondocking world and the regular world. This is one skillet. It does everything fine, and I can still boondock with it. So it just kind of opens up a lot of options for you. So that's what these two are. Just great items for boondocking and still be able to use regular camping. Oh, one more thing that's really cool. This fan. So you've seen these fans in the past. They, you know, look exactly like this. My other one is like it, but the difference between this one is it has a super quiet plastic fan assembly. So I'm going to turn it on, and you can see how quiet it is. They just started making these. They're, you know, highly reliable, good fan, great switch, just a simple 12-volt fan that's quiet, and that's what I like about that. One more item to show you, and this item is by far the best. So this is the pop-up fire pit. I love this thing because when you go to a campground and the fire pits they have, they could be small, they could be trashed. There's so many cases. It's about like 30% of the time I go there, either it's a tiny little fire pit thing, or it's been trashed, or it's filled with water. It's just not a good situation. And it's about 30% of the time. Or when you're boondocking, you don't even have a fire pit. So that's what this is for. This thing, I'll just show you a picture over here, so I don't have to tear it all out. But it's quick to install, it's quick to assemble. It's not a job, so it's just, boom, you just fold it out. It assembles really easy. It gets you a great fire, and it's easy to clean up. I mean, super easy to clean up. That's what I like about this. Now, they do sell a grill that you can grill hot dogs and whatever, you know, hamburgers over it. But my opinion, don't buy that. Don't buy that because it's a little expensive for what it is. And you can just buy this. It's a stainless steel, so it's going to last you forever. And so that means only buy it once, never buy it again. It is versatile because it can use on this. You can use it on a regular, you know, fire pit or anything. You can use it anywhere you need to. So it's just very versatile for, you know, fire pit, at-home fire pit, any case you need. You can use this, and it's stainless steel. It's going to last you forever. Folds up, and the best thing, it's cheap. So, you know, instead of buying the expensive one that's designed for this that you can't use on any other device, just buy this cheap, you know, stainless steel grill. Easy to do. All right, so that is it for this episode. And like I said, this is just things that make boondocking or camping more enjoyable, and they don't cost a lot. You know, everything I'm showing here, I think the most expensive, well, this is by far the most expensive thing. This was, I think it's $100, so it is pricey. But everything else, I want to say it was like under $30 each. You know, $10 for some of the items, $5 for some. So pretty cheap, you know, keeps things affordable. So that's it. And if you like what we're doing, please subscribe because you all make it happen.